Hello friends, in this video tutorial we will see the concept of pivot transformation. For this we have added a data flow task to our package. Let us edit the data flow task. Now for the purpose of this tutorial we have got a Excel file in which there are 4 columns. First is product ID, second is the name of the product, third is the year in which it was ordered, fourth is the order quantity. Now let us close this Excel sheet. Now let us add to Excel source to our project. Let us configure Excel source to point to our Excel sheet. So Excel source has been configured. Now let us add pivot transformation to our project. Now let us configure the pivot transformation. Through pivot transformation, as the symbol itself indicates, we can convert our rows into columns. In one of our future video tutorials, we will see how to convert columns into rows using unpivot transformation. But for the purpose of this tutorial, let us convert the rows into columns using pivot transformation. So for this, let us edit the pivot transformation. Now, we will have to provide the pivot key. So let us provide pivot key as order year. The reason we are providing pivot key as order year is because there are 4 years, 2001, 2, 3 and 4. These are the 4 distinct values for the order year. What we want is, we want these order years, that is 2001, 2, 3 and 4 to appear as columns. And we want these data values to be distributed among the 4 columns of year 2001 to 2004. Keeping these 2 columns as it is, that is product ID and product name, should remain as the 2 columns, first 2 columns, and the values, that is the combination of values in these 2 columns, should have only one distinct row in the resultant table. That is, these 2 rows will become a single row. Similarly, these 4 rows will become a single row in the resultant table. So let us achieve this. Over here we are specifying order year as the pivot key because we want the order year values to take form of columns. Now let us specify the key. Now as we can see from our Excel sheet, there are 2 keys actually, product ID and product name. So we can specify either of them, but over here we will specify product ID. Then which is the pivot value? By the pivot value, SSIS is asking us which is the value that you want to distribute among the columns. So we will specify order quantity. Now, which are the distinct values in our source table or source data source in which we want pivoting to be done? So over here there are 4 distinct values, 2001 to 2004 in this particular column. So we have to specify that over here. So let us specify 2001, 2002, 2003 and 2004. Now there was also an alternate way of getting these values. That alternate way was tick mark over here Then you can click OK, and then you can run the package, and you can get these four values from output window. How to view the output window? You can go over here and you can see the output window in the debug board. In the output window, you will be able to find all the four values, distinct values. But for the purpose of this particular tutorial, we will, as there are only four distinct values, we will specify them manually. If there are a lot of distinct values, then we can get it with the help of the above checkbox. So we have specified the four different values. Now we will click the generate columns now button. So it has generated four columns. Let us click OK. Let us save. Now let us add Excel destination. Now if you observe, then there are currently the output columns are product ID and four columns for the years. But what we want is, we want name also to appear as part of our output. For this, we'll have to go to input. So it is available column as part of input. So let us tick mark it. So now it is available. Now let us go to input output properties. Now default input contains name also now. So let us copy the lineage ID of this column, and it is 18. That is, the name column has the lineage ID of 18. Now let us go to output. Let us add a column. Let us provide name to the column, and the name is name, NAME. Now we need to say which particular column is the source column, from where the data is coming for this output column, which is the input column from which the data is coming for this particular output column. So it is having lineage ID 18. So this column which has got lineage ID 18. Now this column will provide data to our output column that we have specified using source column property. Now there is one more thing that we should ideally specify, and it is pivot usage for the input column. Now pivot usage can have any of the four values: 0, 1, 2 and 3. 0 means it does not participate in the pivoting. 1 means every particular row value will have unique value in terms of row in the resultant table. It is similar to the product ID. As we can see, for product ID, it has automatically configured 1 as the value. Same behavior we want from name. So we'll have 1 over here. If we specify 2 over here, that particular column values will be distributed as column headers. So that thing should have been done for the order year. And we can see order year has value 2. And the last column, that is order quantity, the data values from this column are picked up and distributed among the columns in the resultant table. So that has got value 3. So if you specify 3 as the value, then its data values will be picked up and will be spread across the pivoted columns. Now, there is one more important thing that I want you to observe, and that is how these four columns have got automatic values. Now, let us go to the first column. You can see the source column is 24. The pivot key value is 2001. Now, let us go to order quantity. You can see that the lineage ID is 24. So actually, this is the column that will supply data to all four columns of output. Okay, so these all four columns of output will have lineage ID of 24. Let us observe it. The source column is 24. Again, the source column is 24. For the third also it is 24 and the fourth also it is 24. The only thing that changes for these 4 columns is the pivot key value. So pivot transformation is configured. So let us now go to Excel destination. Now let us close this Excel sheet. Now let us double click. So let us create a new tab in that Excel sheet. Let us call it as pivoted data. So we want output to be done in pivoted data. Column mappings are there. Let us keep as it is. Let us click OK. Let us save. Let us run our package. So we can see out of 613 rows, 266 rows have been output, and that is because of pivoting. Let us go to our file and let us go to the pivoted data. Now we can see that in the normal data, 879 was the first product. So we have got 879 as the first product. It has got 2 rows. Both should be combined uniquely, right? And that's what has happened. These 2 rows have now become a unique row. Now for 2003 and 4 only it has got data. That is, this particular product ID does not have data for 2001 and 2. It has got data only for 2003 and 4, and the data values are 119 and 130. So similarly over here, these two values are null for 2001 and 2, whereas for 2003 it is 119, 2004 it is 130. So in the same way, all this data has been converted, has been pivoted. So I hope this video tutorial about pivot transformation was useful to you. Thank you.